It's a 48-degree cloudy night, perfect for football, perfect for high school playoff football. It's just about that time. The Hopkinton Hillers at the Milford Scarlet Hawks, and we are set for kickoff from Milford High School. The Scarlet Hawks kicking off right to left in their at-home red jerseys with the silver wing on the helmet and the white numbering and lettering, and the kickoff will sail to the near side and bounce in front of the 22 and actually stop on the ground and be returned up to about the 35 on the near side. And that is where the Hopkinton Hillers will start their first offensive drive of the game in their away white jerseys with the green numbering and lettering with the orange outline and the green and white stripes running down the pant leg. It's a beautiful 48-degree night, a beautiful night for football, slight breeze in the air. There's actually a good amount of wind on that field, so that will certainly be something to watch out for as quarterback in shotgun, a two-back set. And Pat Ryan's going to take this to the far side, and he is going to pick up next to nothing, maybe even a slight loss on that play, but a nice job by the defensive line shifting to the far side of the field to take down Ryan. That looked like a broken play there, Jared.
Yeah, it did. And, you know, the thing is, too, the one big goal for Hopkinton here is to take the Milford crowd out of this game, although Milford is playing stronger and stronger on defense and showing it right there, being able to pick up and not let Pat Ryan get any positive yardage.
As Pat Ryan and the Hillers offense heads back to the line, they are at around the 36-yard line. Ryan in the shotgun. It's a two-back set, takes the snap, rolling out to the near side under pressure, throws downfield, and it's intercepted by Quinton Orr. Intercepts it at around the 49-yard line, and the Scarlet Hawks get the ball.
First down and 10, Milford at their own 49-yard line.
The Scarlet Hawks offense heads out to the field. Very good field position to start. An interception by Quinton Orr, and we are set to go as Hearns takes the snap from the pistol, rolling out to the far side, throws downfield, and it's in and out of the hands of Pete Schuler. And Schuler was wide open in the middle of the field, just could not pull that one in.
You know, I like that right there, going for the home run ball. John Hearns trying to hook up with his #1 target, Pete Schuler, and trying to capitalize immediately off the interception by Quinton Orr.
We are just underway here at the Milford High School football field between the Hopkinton Hillers and the Scarlet Hawks. It's round one of the playoffs, and this should be a fun one. Hearns lined up in the pistol, hands it off to Quinton Orr, takes it up the middle, and he is still on his feet at the Hopkinton 40 and works his way through the defense up to around the 37-yard line for the first down and a little more. About a 12-yard pickup there.
I was just going to say, if I can go back to the interception there by Milford, Milford defense applying the pressure to Pat Ryan, making him throw off balance, and we've seen that time and time again where Pat Ryan brings some wildness to his game.
As Hearns lines back up in the pistol, Quinton Orr is to his left, a three-receiver set. He hands it off to Orr, and Orr will take it up the right side of the line, and that will be good for a 6 or 7 yard pickup as he finds a hole. And Jared, we saw Milford really conserve Quinton Orr a lot this season. Perhaps they were saving him for these games right here.
Yeah, and you definitely look at a well-rested Quinton Orr, struggling for yardage.
As Hearns lined back up in the pistol, Orr to his right, and it is going to be another handoff to Orr. He'll take it up the middle, and that will be good for the first down as he fights his way past the 25. And that should move the chains for the Scarlet Hawks.
You know, also to add to Quinton Orr's status with Milford, I mean, you know, you also comeback player of the year for Milford, too. Out with a season-ending injury and coming back as strong as ever.
He seems to be back into his full effect now as Hearns lined up Again in the pistol. This time it's a handoff to Jonathan Rodriguez. He'll take it up the near side, finds a wide open hole, and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown run for Jonathan Rodriguez, and the Milford Scarlet Hawks strike first.
Rodriguez into the end zone for the score. Number 11, Pete Schuler into the point.
Now for the extra point, Pete Schuler. The snap and the kick, and it's through, and the Scarlet Hawks are on, and excuse me, no good. Sailed just to the left. And that will keep the score at 6-0 with 8:29 left to go in the first quarter. We'll take a timeout on First Class Radio Sports. And welcome back to Milford High School as the Scarlet Hawks lead the Hopkinton Hillers 6-0. They are kicking off right to left across your radio. And how about that to start the game? Pat Ryan throws an interception to Quinton Orr. The Scarlet Hawks capitalize with the touchdown.
Yeah, Jonathan Rodriguez saw the end zone right off the snap. He zigzags and finds 6.
It's a low kickoff, and it'll roll out of bounds on the near side. And that is going to be a legal procedure on the Scarlet Hawks. But that is a nice way to start off the game for Milford. It gives you some momentum, it gives you confidence, and that was just a great interception by Quinton Orr.
Well, exactly, and you have Quinton Orr and Jonathan Rodriguez, the two-headed monster running backs, and then you also have the quarterbacks in John Hearns and Zach Lanzetta. Great combinations.
So the Scarlet Hawks are going to move 5 yards back and re-kick, as it was a legal procedure. 8:29 left to go. Milford ends up scoring on a 24-yard touchdown run by Jonathan Rodriguez to hop on top of the Hopkinton Hillers. And set for the kick, it's Leonardo Maranta. And it's a low end over end to the 25. A return up the near side to around the 45. The return was by Jimmy Adams, and that's where the Hopkinton Hillers will start. And Pat Ryan, the Hillers quarterback, Jared, he has a very good arm, but he's been a bit wild this season, and you have to expect that kind of play out of him. He's kind of the gunslinging type of quarterback.
Exactly. When it works, you know, hats off to you.
As Ryan is going to line up in the gun, it's a two-back set. It's going to be a handoff taken up the middle. Drew Donahue takes it up for about a 4-yard pickup.
If I can compliment more on Pat Ryan's playing style, it's like hats off to you when it's successful, but then when he throws an interception, it's like, you know. So it can work either way.
It can, and it's been up and down a little bit for this offense, but when they are on, they are on. This offense for the Hillers, they can put up points. As Ryan going to line back up in the gun, back to his left, 3 receiver set, 2 spread out to the far side. It's a handoff again to Donahue, takes it up the middle for a couple. A 2-yard pickup for Drew Donahue, the senior, the captains of the Hopkinton Hillers. And he was one of the players that we talked to that you got to hear in our intro.
I like how Milford's applying the pressure to Pat Ryan, throwing him off balance, making him dance out to the right and to the left a little bit, and make him throw errant passes. That's exactly, throw him off balance.
Hillers back up to the line. Ryan back in the gun, back to his left, man in the backfield. 2 receivers to the near side, takes the snap. It's going to be a pitch back to Donahue. He's going to test the far side, and he will not get too much, trying the far edge as the Scarlet Hawks defense comes through.
No gain on the play.
And that was no gain on the play. That brings up 4th and 4.
And I think in a situation like this, Hopkinton should punt, try to get good field position against Milford. We'll see.
Well, certainly, you got to have faith in your defense, especially this early in the game, and they are lined up to punt it away. Back to receive is Quinton Orr, and they are faking, and he's going to test the near side. It's Drew Donahue, and he's brought down, and that will be a turnover on downs as he was taken down at around the 47-yard line on the Scarlet Hawks side, And I don't like that call, Jared. I think it's a little bit too early to be trying that trickery. And if you give Scarlet Hawks good field position, it could come back to bite you.
Well, they certainly have right now. They're on their own, Milford's on their own 48-yard line. And, you know, it was a gutsy call, but I think they pulled that out just a little bit too early in the game.
So the Scarlet Hawks offense will come back out. Once again, they have great field position to start off this drive. This is John Hearns. He's going to line up in the gun. Back to his right man in the backfield. Two receivers spread out to the far side. Takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to the up back, charging through. Getting awfully close to that first down. It was Blake Hill.
Number 42, Blake Hill, the ball carrier.
About a 7 or 8 yard pickup. And the Scarlet Hawks so far have had tremendous success rushing as Hearns takes this snap from the pistol. Another handoff to Hill. He finds a wide open hole. Works his way past a number of defenders. First down and a little bit more. Down at around the 26. So there's another 18-yard pickup for the Scarlet Hawks.
Hopkinton defense looks shaky on their second set of downs here against Milford's offense. Milford's running the no huddle. 2 quick plays, 2 quick first downs.
And they are moving at a fast pace right now. Hearns going to line back up in the gun with a back to his right. Receiver spread out to either side with a slot back to the left. It is a handoff to Rodriguez, and he takes it up for maybe a yard up the near side hash marks.
On the carry.
Scarlet Hawks having success on the run so far. They've run the ball several times, and they already have picked up 75 yards rushing.
And scored off of a turnover, which is big to start the game.
Hearns and the offense back to the line. This time going from the pistol with a back to his left. He's going to throw downfield to the corner of the end zone. And it is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Pete Schuler.
I like this mentality by Joe Todd. He's actually testing the Hopkinton secondary, and he just did it right now. And this is a little bit of a change of pace. I expected both teams to come out conservative. You've seen them both come out and throw the ball. Totally different expectations.
And against an inexperienced defense like the Hillers, and obviously they've developed a long way, but with the offensive weapon Milford has, you can't blame them for testing this defense a little bit. As Hearns line back up in the pistol with a back to his right, receiver to either side, takes the snap under pressure, throws downfield, has a man, and he throws it just a little bit too wide. And once again, it was intended for Pete Schuler. And if he just threw that a little more towards the right, Schuler would have had that.
It was right in the numbers, just a little bit off on direction. But, you know, that's 2 passes right side by Hearns. And what they were able to prove there is Pete Schuler can beat the secondary. Just a matter of time before they hook up.
Yeah, it is now 4th down for the Scarlet Hawks. And 7 to go. As Hearns line back up in the pistol, back to his right, 2 receivers spread out to either side. And now it's going to be a timeout call.
Timeout, Milford.
The Scarlet Hawks take a timeout to talk things over. 4th down, you're at the Hillers 24. I think this is a smart move here to go for it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yep.
Not a whole lot to lose. The Scarlet Hawks, let's not forget, they have faith in this defense. It's come a long way this season, a lot of good experience on this defense. A great secondary for Milford. It's really developed nicely. And they're not afraid to test their own defense. As Hearns lines back up in the pistol, back to his right. Will take the snap under pressure. Will take it to the far side and will sweep for a first down and a little bit more as he's pushed out of bounds at around the 10.
And that play is good for the Scarlet Hawks.
How about Hearns on his feet?
That was about a 14-yard pickup, but he ran about 35 yards to get that off of that QB sneak. That rollout sneak, excuse me.
So far, testing the edge of this Hillers defenses worked nicely. Hearns this time will line up in the gun with a back to his left. Two receivers spread to the near side. It's going to be a handoff up the far side hash marks. That'll be good for a couple. Rodriguez on the carry. With a 6-yard pickup there for Rodriguez. Second and goal from the 4-yard line. 4:10 and ticking, and Scarlet Hawks have a big opportunity here to take charge of this game. Hearns lined up in the gun, back to his left man in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff to the up back. It's Blake Hill, and he got in for the touchdown. A 4-yard touchdown run for Blake Hill. And the Scarlet Hawks are on top, 12-0.
Number 11, Pete Schuler.
Now Pete Schuler will come in for the extra point. Missed the first one. Let's see if he can hit the second. The snap and the kick sails through. No good.
His kick is no good. Try
Then again,
successful.
keeps looking good.
But
But just a little bit wide to the left. And that'll keep the score 12-0. We'll take a timeout on WMRC First Class Radio Sports. Welcome back to Milford High School football playoff coverage on WMRC First Class Radios. The Scarlet Hawks ready to kick off right to left across your radio. Leonardo Maranta set to kick it away after the Scarlet Hawks put up their second touchdown of the game, and it's end over end to around the 15. Hayden Pereira will return it up the middle to about the 34-yard line, and that is where the Hillers will start their third drive of the game. And they certainly need some more success than they've had in the first two drives. The Scarlet Hawks already on top, 12-0. Both extra points were missed by Pete Schuler. Pat Ryan and the Hillers offense back out, ready to start their third drive of the game. Ryan's going to line up in the gun with a man in the backfield, three receivers on the near side. He throws it to the motion man, Hayden Pereira, in and out of his hands. The pass was a little bit high on the screen. That'll make it 2nd and 10.
I'd like to make mention here that the Milford Hawks have scored 2 touchdowns in a combined total of 4 minutes of playing time. They are hustling. Of course, although their drives have started at the 48 and 49 yard of their own side, respectively, but making quick work of the Hopkinton defense.
The Hillers back up to the line. Pat Ryan this time is going to go on center. And he goes wishbone in the backfield, and it's a run up the middle. And that is going to get to about the 39-yard line, about a 5-yard pickup. Donahue on the carry. And actually mark it at the 38, so 4-yard pickup there. 3rd and 6 to go for the Hopkinton Hillers, and they are just trying to get some momentum going. As Jake Keller, the new quarterback, takes the snap, and he has a man in the middle. It's Hayden Pereira, and Pereira will get the first down. Jake Keller came in there for the Hillers and completes to Hayden Pereira for the first down. The ball is marked at the 46, an 8-yard pickup. How about that, Jared? Pat Ryan out of the game, for now at least. Keller still in there at quarterback, the junior. And he is going to line up in the pistol, back to his right, and a man in the backfield will throw to the far side. It is complete. And that is going to be about an 8 or 9 yard pickup by Mitch Nagel.
See Pat Ryan on the sideline still, looks okay. I think that, and as he comes back in. Of course, Pat Ryan also plays defense too, so he may be coming in substitution for a little bit of a breather.
Well,
you also wonder, I mean, he saw Jake Keller have a couple completed passes there. Pat Ryan keeps struggling. could see a little bit more of Jake Keller. As this time, Pat Ryan in the gun will hand it off, a run up the middle by Donahue, and he will get not very far.
You know, we talked in the pregame show about travel time, and Milford actually playing their last game at home, not having to travel this week. Obviously, is one less thing to worry about.
Well, actually, they could play, if they win here, and they play Bishop Fee, and that'll be a home game for Milford, but Bishop Fee has to upset 7-0 Walpole. As the Hillers come back up to the line. It is Pat Ryan in there at court, and actually that was Jake Keller at quarterback. Throws the screen to the near side. There is a flag on the play as Mitch Nagel takes it up. He is short of the first down. Only picked up a couple there.
Looks like it's going to be a holding call.
Flag on the play.
Yeah, this is going against the Hopkinton Hillers. So it will be a holding call. It'll back the Hillers up 10 yards.
Of course, we've known Hopkinton to get hot later on in games as they progress, usually playing from behind.
Well,
More often than not.
They are keeping Jake Keller out there, so perhaps the quarterback switch up will be what the Hillers need. Keller is going to line up in the gun with a man in the backfield. Two receivers spread out to either side. Takes the snap looking downfield. Has all kinds of time. Will throw it downfield and is in and out of the hands of his intended target, but a flag comes in, and this is more than likely going to be pass interference by the Scarlet Hawks. The Hillers will have a first down, and they're going to get the ball at around the 30.
Oh.
Now the officials discussing. It looked from here on the receiver, but perhaps it, yeah, okay, so it is against Milford.
Pass interference on Milford.
Pass interference is the call, and the Hillers will have a first down here. Keller again, moving the sticks for the Hillers.
Those are those risky passes you have to take in playoff games like these. I'm just surprised they're already reaching that deep into those type of offensive plays. I thought conservative play we'd be seeing in the first quarter.
So split the difference. Ball marked at the 42-yard line for the Hillers. 1st and 10 to go. As taking the snap up the middle is Keller to around the 39. But a 4-yard pickup. Excuse me. That was Pat Ryan back in there to take it up the middle.
Looks like Keller and Ryan are both switching on and off as plays progress.
And they're both wearing the green long sleeves too, which doesn't help.
No. And of course we do, our advantage, we're a little bit further away from the field.
So Jake Keller back in there, and he's going to line up in the pistol with a back to his left, two receivers either side, takes the snap, looking downfield, will throw downfield as Hayden Pereira on the far side. He jumps up and hauls it in. And that is going to be a first down for the Hillers and move the ball to around the 18-yard line, a 21-yard reception for Hayden Pereira. And the senior receiver, he's one of those guys you have to watch out for, and they're going to try to utilize him as this game progresses. That will end the first quarter. It's a 12-0 lead for the Milford Scarlet Hawks as we head to the second quarter on WMRC First Class Radio, streaming online at the Media Center at WMRCDailyNews.com. Welcome back to Milford High School. We are set for second quarter action. And Jared, first quarter pretty much for the entirety went Milford's way, but Hopkinton is working on a nice drive here.
Yeah, exactly. And Milford has done exactly what they needed to do, set the tempo here. They are at home and play like the excuse me, like the 4-3 team that they are.
Hillers now moving right to left across your radio. It is quarterback on center. It's Pat Ryan. It's a pitch back to Sam Lehman, and he tries the far side hash marks, taken down for either no gain or a slight loss. Scarlet Hawks up front coming through once again. gain on that play.
Second down and 10 for the Hillers at the Milford 18.
Second and 10 from the Scarlet Hawks 18-yard line as we are just underway in the second quarter. Jay Keller back in there, and he lines up in the gun with a back to his right, two receivers either side. The receiver in motion from right to left, and it is a screen to the motion man, Hayden Pereira, who finds a hole up the middle and will take it inside the 5 for a Hillers first down.
Number 13, Hayden Pereira. His reception is good for a Hiller first down.
And actually, that was just short of the 5, 12-yard pickup for Pereira.
For the Hillers at the Milford 6-yard line.
3 receptions for Hayden Pereira, 41 yards on those 3 receptions. And it's second and goal from the 6 for the Hillers. Pat Ryan is the quarterback, and he's on center. Goes wishbone in the backfield. It's a handoff taken up the middle for a couple. Donahue on the carry.
Led by a host of Scarlet Hawk defenders.
Good for 1 yard. And we know the Scarlet Hawks goal line defense, it's pretty good, especially if you try to run.
Yeah, it's extremely solid so far, and the defense is just keeping everything in front of them.
We'll see who the quarterback is now, and it is Pat Ryan still. And it seems whenever Ryan's out there, it's going to be a running play. Keller seems to be the passing quarterback. Ryan on center, man in the backfield, receiver spread out to either side. And he is going to take this himself up the far side hash marks, and he's brought down short of the end zone. A couple of yards there for Pat Ryan. Now we'll bring up third and goal.
Number 28, Sean Arcolano on the lead tackle.
A 3-yard pickup for Ryan. Ball between the 2 and 3 yard line. Ryan on center, man in the backfield. Receiver spread out to either side. And timeout will be taken. It will be a full timeout. 8:15 left to go in the second quarter. 12-0 Scarlet Hawks. Timeout on the field. We'll take one as well on First Class Radio Sports. Welcome back to Milford High School. You're listening to round 1 of the playoffs here. WMRC First Class Radio. 8:15 and counting left to go as the Hillers trying to get on the board. We go quarterback on center. Donahue in the backfield, and Donahue takes it up the middle for the 2-yard touchdown, and the Hillers are on the board.
Into the end zone for the score.
Hillers back in the game, makes 12-6. Now for the extra point attempt. There's the snap and the kick, and it's through.
And the point of the try is good.
On the kick, it was Adam Giordano, and it's 12-7. The Hillers right back in the game. You are listening to high school football coverage on WMRC First Class Radio, streaming online at the Media Center at WMRCDailyNews.com. The Hopkinton Hillers set to kick off right to left across your radio. After getting on the board, a nice drive downfield to get right back in this game. And the kickoff from Drew Donahue is on the ground, and it will go to around the 25-yard line. And return up the near side for about 10 yards. And the Scarlet Hawks will start around the 35-yard line. And Jared, how about that? You thought that any type of momentum was going to be far to reach for the Hillers, but they come back with the touchdown drive there, right back in this game. Now they're going to make the Scarlet Hawks work for it. As Zach Lanzetta, the Scarlet Hawks quarterback lines up in the pistol. It's a handoff, and coming up the middle is Quinton Orr, and he gets to around midfield. What a 15-yard pickup by Quinton Orr.
Yeah, if I can build off what you were just saying that prior play, Tom, you know, Hopkinton getting on the board. That drive started at their own 34-yard line, almost 6 minutes drive.
Lanzetta takes another snap, a handoff to Orr, and this time he's good for a couple. 3-yard pickup for Orr. And the run has been working for the Scarlet Hawks. And I think you're going to see a lot more Quinton Orr as this game continues. Zach Lanzetta, the junior, still in there at quarterback. Lined up in the pistol with Orr to his right, takes a snap, back pedals, now throws downfield, and it is just over the head of Pete Schuler. They'll make it 3rd and 7 from the 48.
Pass intended for number 11, Pete Schuler.
Jonathan Rodriguez coming back in the game. Quinton Orr will come out.
Hopkinton 48.
Lanzetta still the quarterback. This time going to line up in shotgun. A back to his right. It's a 3-receiver set. Receivers spread out to either side with a slot receiver to the far side. Handoff. Rodriguez will take it up the far side hash marks, and he will pick up about 3 or 4. Ball is marked at the 44-yard line. It was a 4-yard pickup for Rodriguez.
4th and 3 for the Scarlets at the Hopkinton 44.
4th and 3 to go. The Scarlet Hawks keep their offense on the field. If Hillers make a stop here, it could be a big turnaround.
Yeah, it puts Hopkinton right back in the driver's seat.
And Zeta lined up in the gun, back to his left. It's a 3-receiver set with 2 to the near side. Hand off to Quinton Orr, and he breaks through and runs in a completely open field into the end zone. A touchdown for the Milford Scarlet Hawks, a 44-yard touchdown run for Quinton Orr. And he just ran right through everybody. Nobody was even in the backfield.
Nope. On 4th down, impressive.
And I am very surprised that the Hillers did not have anyone playing deep in case something like that happened.
I think they were anticipating the run, but not anticipating that. And I think they're going to probably try to go for 2 here.
He just broke right through up the far side hash marks, and they indeed will go for 2. Lanzetta lined up in the gun. Maranta to his left, man in the backfield, and it is a handoff taken up the middle for the touchdown. Blake Hill for the 2-point conversion, and that will make it 20-7 as Blake Hill converts, and the Scarlet Hawks lead the Hopkinton Hillers by 13. 6:27 left to go in the first half on WMRC First Class Radio Sports. Scarlet Hawks set to kick off left to right across your radio after a big 44-yard run by Quinton Orr. And then Blake Hill converted on the 2-point conversion to make it 20-7 Scarlet Hawks. And now Maranta, it's a low kickoff, sails back to the 20 and will be returned upfield by Hayden Pereira up the far side. Nice return there, brought out at around the 43-44, and that is where the Hillers offense will start. And they are going to have to try to get back on the board pretty quickly. Jared, one of the big factors, we mentioned it before the game, the Hillers' inexperience on defense.
Yeah, and that's the thing here, in an unfamiliar field here too. You want to keep in mind you need to put some points on the board before halftime. Milford will be receiving the ball to start the 3rd quarter.
The Hillers lined up and set to go. And the quarterback was Pat Ryan. It's a handoff out of the gun. And that is going to be a pickup of a couple from Drew Donahue. You just Wonder what the Hillers are going to try to do here. Are they going to stick with Pat Ryan, or are they going to just put Keller in? They seem to have a little bit more success with Keller. Pat Ryan coming up for a second straight snap.
Well, you look at how this game has already progressed right now, and it looks like the Hopkinton game plan is altering even before halftime with the substitutions between Pat Ryan and their backup quarterback. Still trying to figure out this Milford defense.
As Ryan will line up in the gun, back to his right, a man in the backfield, two receivers spread out to the far side, pitches it back to Donahue, and Donahue's going to throw downfield and had a receiver on the far side, but coming through to knock it away was Jack DeSantis. Great coverage, and the Scarlet Hawks cornerbacks have done terrific things all season long as DeSantis knocked that away from Mitch Nagel's reach.
You already see two specialty plays going for it on 4th down on the punt, and now also an option to the right, and Milford was all over that.
Back in at quarterback for the Hillers, it's Jay Keller. 3rd and 10, so the Hillers tried a little bit of trickery. Scarlet Hawks just not having it. Keller lined up in the gun, back to his left, two receivers spread out to either side, takes the snap, back pedals, looking downfield, will throw to the near side. It's knocked in the air and intercepted by Steven Luna. And Luna comes up the near side, taken out of bounds just past the 45, and the Scarlet Hawks offense gets the ball back. These Scarlet Hawks cornerbacks, they are not easy to beat downfield, and they are winning the matchup so far tonight against these Hillers receivers. 2nd interception of the game for the Scarlet Hawks. Milford's offense comes back out, led by John Hearns. Hearns line up in the gun, back to his left, and he will take this himself, will test the far edge on the far side, and finds a big opening to get a 1st down and a lot more, and he gets all the way to around the 25, about a 20-yard pickup. And mark him for 18 there. Mark it at the 27-yard line. Hearns once again lined up in the gun. Quentin Orr is to his left. Receiver spread out to either side with Murata in the slot to the right. It's a handoff to Quentin Orr, and he breaks up the middle, and he gets inside the 10. 1st down and more for the Scarlet Hawks. Once again, they move the chains.
Quentin Orr has definitely figured out the Hopkinton defense, able to pick up his blocks, and then also just to power his way through.
18-yard pickup for Quentin Orr on that run. 1st and goal from the 9. And Hearns is going to come over to the sideline to talk things over with Coach Todd, as it will be a timeout called by the Hillers. Hearns set to take the snap with Orr to his left, and he is going to take this himself, finds the seam up the middle, and gets into the end zone. A 9-yard touchdown run, John Hearns. And the Scarlet Hawks are in control. A 26-7 lead with 4:26 left to go in the 1st half. And the Hillers defense just cannot find a solution for this Scarlet Hawks offense. And Jared, is this Milford playing against Hopkinton, or is this Holliston?
I don't know.
And the Scarlet Hawks are going to line up to go for 2.
We look at here, this is already 12 points as of now scored off of turnovers.
Hearns in the gun, Murata to his right, takes the snap, and he is going to take it to the near side himself, and he broke the plane for the 2-point conversion. A 28-7 lead for the Milford Scarlet Hawks. We'll take a quick timeout on First Class Radio Sports. Jared, I think it's safe to say the Scarlet Hawks have not ceased to amaze us this season. Up 28-7 on the Hillers, and despite the defensive inexperience of the Hillers, as the Scarlet Hawks set to kick off left to right, I don't think any of us thought that the game was going to be this much in Milford's control. As it's an end-over-end kickoff to around the 20-yard line, it will be Hayden Pereira once again, as he is going to run all over the field trying to find a hole. We'll take it now to the far side from the near side. Will be brought down at around the 40, and that is where the Hillers offense will come back out and will need to really try to get on the board. Down 28-7, but Jared, I don't think we expected this game to have this kind of domination at all.
Well, yeah, you know, and right now, too, you know, Milford is playing in perfect position here. I'll say it before, say it again. They're going to get the ball back to start the third quarter. That's when you start playing crunch time with a lead like this. Try to play keep away. Don't let Hopkinton get back into this game. And that should be the mentality right now. A touchdown puts Hopkinton right back in it.
The Hillers back to the line. They have the ball at the 41. It is Pat Ryan on center, and he's going to hand it off to the back end motion. Hayden Pereira takes it up the middle for around a yard. And Hayden Pereira has really been about the only offensive threat that has been working for the Hopkinton Hillers this game. Has 3 receptions for 42 yards, and now they're going to test him in the run game. Pat Ryan's still out there with the Hillers offense.
On that touchdown scoring drive, of course, started on Milford's own 45. Get back to you on that after this play.
2nd and 6 from the 45. Ryan in the gun, a man in the backfield. It's a pitch to Donahue, who's going to take it up the far side hash marks, and he is going to get maybe 2 or 3. As he's brought down at around the 42.
Just wanted to say that last drive was a 49-second drive assembled by Milford, going 55 yards. And 2 big plays by Quentin Orr, and John Hearns also set up his own touchdown run.
And that's quite impressive.
Exactly. Just, it's, you know, not even a pass play, and they went 49 seconds. They are being extremely quick. They're clicking all, you know, all together, and they're getting extremely hot at the right time, playoff time.
3rd and 3 for the Hopkinton Hillers. You better believe if Milford wins tonight, we will have Scarlet Hawks football for you next week on First Class Radio. Pat Ryan in the gun, back to his left, and he is going to take this himself up the middle, and that is going to be good for a Hillers first down. At least it looks good from here. And they do indeed move the chains.
First down until Hopkinton.
And let's not forget, it's still the first half. It's still a long way to go in this one. Hopkinton down by 3 touchdowns, but score a couple, make a few stops, they're right back in the game.
Yeah, I look for Milford to play more conservative in the second half with this lead.
Ryan lined up in the gun. The back to his left, 2 receivers to either side. Excuse me, it's Jake Keller back in the game. And he is going to throw to the slot man on the bubble screen, and it is going to be taken up to around the 40-yard line. Matt DeCina on the reception, about an 8-yard pickup. 2:33 left to go in the first half, and the Hillers are moving well in Milford territory. Pat Ryan back in the game as the quarterback. Lined up in the gun with Donahue to his right, Pereira in motion from left to right. It's a handoff to the motion man, and the Scarlet Hawks defense not fooled at all. Quentin Orr coming through again to take down Hayden Pereira at around the 40, a 1-yard pickup.
Brought down by number 74, Ian Cornell, Scarlet Hawks. No gain on the play.
No gain there for the Hillers.
Really, the difference maker in this game, it could be the fact of the 2 interceptions thrown by the Hopkinton Hillers. 14 points have led to it. This score by Milford.
Pat Ryan still out there as the quarterback, lined up in the gun. Back to his right, he's going to take this himself up the middle, and that is going to be awfully close to the first down. I think he did get there. And it will be a Hillers first down, so the chains move once again as the ball marked at the 37.
At the Milford 37-yard line.
Of course, only about a minute 20 here left in the second quarter, so Hopkinton's going to have to hustle a little bit.
That's a good point. Keller back out there as the quarterback. I'm expecting the pass, lined up in the pistol, Donahue to his left, and he will pass to the near side. It is complete, and a little bubble screen there to Nagel, and he will not get very far. He did stay in bounds, so the Hillers had to use a timeout there.
You know, if you're Hopkinton here, I think they'd be extremely content scoring a touchdown to end the first half, only being down 2 with 2 quarters to go left in this game. Considering the way it's gone, it could have been a little bit worse.
1 minute left to go. If you're the Hillers, though, you really just want to try to get this score.
Just get one back. Don't worry about being down 3. Just get one back.
Keller still the quarterback. Line up in the pistol, man in the backfield, 2 receivers either side, takes the snap, will pump fake, now throws to the far side, and it's hauled in. And no, he dropped it. It looked like he had it at first, but he ended up dropping it, and it was intended for Nick Canal, the junior.
I think he corralled it in, but I think when he fell down, it just kind of fell right out of his hands. Good effort, though. But I like that.
But that's a ball you need to catch.
But I like that. This is what Canton wasn't doing last week. They were letting the clock run. Hopkinton is running this right in passing.
3rd and 6 to go from the 33. Keller still the quarterback, lined up in the pistol, 2 receivers either side. The man in the backfield takes a snap, rolling out to his right under pressure, throws downfield, and it's over the head of Matt DeCina and out of bounds. That brings up 4th down. And he did have Matt DeCina open along that sideline. If he just got that pass down a little bit, that could have been a first down.
You know, there was a tough play last second. Do you throw or do you try to run for the first down? He had a wide open field where he could have taken off and at least challenged the opposition cornerbacks for a first down.
4th and 6 to go. 46.4 seconds left to go in the first half. And Keller is back out there. The Hillers, I think, here are probably going to try to throw a deep one. Keller lined up in the pistol. Back to his left, 2 receivers either side, takes the snap and has a good amount of time, throws up the middle, and it's complete. And that was hauled in by DeCina. Didn't come out of his hands, but he already established possession.
Reception is good for a Hopkinton first down.
And that is a very good first down for the Hillers. Well needed, a 22-yard pickup. 2 receptions for Matt DeCina and 30 yards.
First down in Hopkinton at the 11-yard line.
Timeout was called, a full timeout, 39.1 left to go in the first half. It's a 28-7 Scarlet Hawks lead. The Hillers back off the Milford timeout, set to go. It's 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Keller lined up in the gun. Donahue to his left, 2 receivers either side. Someone jumped. And it is going to be a free play for the Hillers, and he throws to the end zone, and it's hauled in for the touchdown. And it was DeCina hauling it in, an 11-yard touchdown reception. There was a flag, but it must have been on Milford. And Keller, I think, knew there he had a free play.
The result of the play is a touchdown for Hopkinton.
There's offsides on Milford, but will not matter. An 11-yard reception to Matt DeCina. That'll make it 28-13 now for the extra point. The snap and the kick, and it's wide to the right, no good. 34.7 left to go in the first half. Scarlet Hawks on top of the Hillers, 28-13 on First Class Radio Sports. The Hopkinton Hillers set to kick off right to left across your radio to the Milford Scarlet Hawks after they put up their second touchdown, and this is on the ground, will bounce towards the near side, be picked up at around the 30, return to the 35. And on the return, it was Tony Mobilia.
On the return to the Scarlet Hawks.
The Scarlet Hawks offense will come back out on the field. 31.4. What do you do here? You need it out?
I'd need it out. You're going to get the ball back to start the third quarter. You have a 15-point lead.
Yeah, why test any?
Exactly, why risk it?
At their own 36-yard line.
Now, if it was on Hopkinton 40, I would chance it and go for it, add some more points. But
The Scarlet Hawks offense on the field. It is Hearns, and he is going to line up in the pistol with Rodriguez to his left. He will hand it off to Rodriguez, and Rodriguez will be brought down in the backfield. So they try to run there to see if they could break open any holes, and that appears as if it will be the last play of the first half of this game. And Jared, this was quite an eventful first half between the Milford Scarlet Hawks and the Hopkinton Hillers. Some quality entertainment. 4 touchdowns combined in the second quarter alone, 2 by each team. Scarlet Hawks converting 2 two-point conversions. But the Hillers still alive, still very well in this game. You're listening to Milford Scarlet Hawks playoff coverage on WMRC First Class Radio, streaming online at the Media Center at WMRCDailyNews.com. We are set for the second half as Drew Donahue and the Hopkinton Hillers set to kick it away. Back to receive for Milford is Quentin Orr as Donahue keeps us on the ground. They're trying an onside-er. Not a very good onside-er, diving right on it is Alex Masick, the sophomore. And the Scarlet Hawks will have good field position here. And Jared, what does that show you? The Hillers don't have a lot of faith in their defense.
Well, you know, the thing is, too, they were trying to do like a little, once again, a little bit of a trickery, too, try to catch Milford napping, and Milford is just not falling for any of this.
No, they haven't. They've tried 3 trick plays, and all of them have actually come to Milford's advantage. So the Scarlet Hawks offense set to start at their own 40-yard line. It will be Hearns in there, at least for the first play, lined up in the pistol. Quentin Orr to his right, and there's a flag in the backfield. It's going to be a false start against Milford. That'll march him back 5 yards. In the first half, the Scarlet Hawks rushed for 214 yards, had no receptions. It was all rushing for the Scarlet Hawks. About 5 or 6 incomplete passes to Pete Schuler. For the Hopkinton Hillers, they had 52 yards on the ground and then 92 yards through the air as Hearns will hand it off to Orr, and Orr will come up the middle for a couple. So he gets about 3 or 4 of the yards back that were lost on the false start. Give him 3 on that run.
Second down, 13.
Quentin Orr has the majority of the rushing for the Scarlet Hawks as Hearns in the pistol with Orr to his right. And Hearns is going to come to the near side as he pedals out into the flats, and he's brought down near the sideline. That will be a loss. Good defensive pressure up front by the Hillers.
Loss of 4 yards on the play.
And if Hopkinton's looking to get back in this game, this is a good position here, 3rd and 12.
105 yards rushing so far for Quentin Orr. And a 44-yard touchdown, which was the 3rd Scarlet Hawks touchdown of the game.
And also, can I add to that, he also has an interception to his credit.
Very true. Hearns lined up in the gun with Orr to his left. 2 receivers spread out to the far side. One to the near, takes the snap. Looking downfield, will throw up the middle, and it is in and out of the hands of Blake Hill. Good defensive coverage. Pat Ryan and Drew Donahue on defense there. And Jared, you mentioned it in the beginning of the game. Pat Ryan does play both sides of the ball. So does Drew Donahue, the feature back for the Hillers. And it's not a whole lot. You see your starting quarterback playing on both sides of the ball. Fortunately for the Hillers, they do have Jay Keller they could switch it off to give Ryan a breather. As the Scarlet Hawks will punt it away on 4th and 16. And this is an ugly punt, end over end. Will take a bounce at the Scarlet Hawks 42 and out of bounds. And the Hillers have very good field position. So perhaps the table's turning a little bit on the Scarlet Hawks.
On their own 38-yard line.
As the Hopkinton offense comes back out.
First and 10 Hillers.
And that was the
At the Milford
first
39-yard line.
3 and out they've forced of the Scarlet Hawks. The first punt they've forced. Jake Keller is the starting quarterback right now for the Hillers. And he is lined up in the pistol. Donahue in the backfield, 2 receivers either side, takes the snap, and it is a screen thrown to the far side. It will be taken up the far sideline, and it was Pat Ryan on the reception and the first down. Pat Ryan just playing all over the field tonight. And it will be marked at the 24, 15-yard pickup by Ryan. And the Hillers actually have more yards through the air than they do on the ground. And the majority of it has been Keller. And he is the quarterback once again. Lined up in the pistol, Donahue to his right. Pat Ryan still in there as a receiver, 2 to either side. And he will hand it off to Donahue, breaks up the middle, and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown run for Drew Donahue, and the Hopkinton Hillers are right back in the game. Now for the extra point attempt. And actually, they're going to go for 2 here. They have not had a whole lot of success on the extra points. So they're going to try 2, and if they get this 2, it will be a 28-21 game. So this game is not over yet, Jared. And it's Pat Ryan in there. He is in the gun, man in the backfield, receiver to either side. It's going to be a draw, and he throws downfield. It's incomplete. So no conversion.
Falls incomplete.
And that will keep the score 28-19. We'll take a quick timeout on First Class Radio Sports.
Deep men for the Scarlet Hawks.
The Hillers kick off right to left, end over end, takes a bounce at the 5, will roll into the end zone, and the Scarlet Hawks will start at their own 20-yard line.
Touchback. First and 10, Milford. At their own
28-19 game after the option play fails on the 2-point conversion, but the Hopkinton Hillers right back into this one.
Well, yeah, you have Milford going 3 and out on their first possession in the 3rd quarter, and then also a bad punt that sets up Hopkinton on their Milford's own 39. Hopkinton marches 39 yards in 16 seconds and brings it within 9.
Scarlet Hawks offense back out on the field. Hearns is the quarterback, lined up in the pistol, back to his left. Receiver spread out to either side, and Hearns is going to take this himself up the middle and barrels for around 6 or 7. Barreling through that defensive line.
8-yard gain on the play. Second down and 2 from the 28-yard line.
Mark him for 8. And the Scarlet Hawks are going to be aggressive here offensively. I don't think they like the look of the scoreboard right now. They want to try to maintain control of this game. As Hearns is going to line up with a back to either side, and it's going to be a handoff to Rodriguez, taking up the middle, fighting his way through, and that is going to be very close to the first down, and it will indeed be enough for the first down.
You know, I think if you're Milford here, you want to string together an efficient drive here, eat up as much clock as possible. Do not allow Hopkinton's offense to get back on the field. Momentum has swung in their way.
Don't allow them to get back on the field without a score as Hearns line up in the pistol. Back to his left, it's Quentin Orr, and he's going to hand it off to Orr. Orr comes up the near side, Ashmarks finds an opening, and will get a first down and more as he's brought down just past midfield.
And that play was good for the Scarlet Hawks.
Mark this one at the 47-yard line, 21-yard pickup on that run for Orr.
Everything on the ground still. For Milford, their ground attack is still
Earns lined up in the gun, back to his right. Two receivers spread out to the far side. Man on the near side as Orr takes it up the middle and will get past the 45 for about 3 yards.
You know, you saw Quentin Orr and Rodriguez and also Blake Hill. It's pretty much been Quentin Orr's game right now. He's been pretty much the leader in the running back situation.
I think you have to keep going to Orr with
Yep.
the success he's having in this game.
Mm-hmm.
105 yards rushing in the first half. Hearns lined up in the gun. Orr still in there to his left. Two receivers to the far side. One of them there takes a snap. Will roll to the right. Throws downfield, and it's in the direction of Pete Schuler. Knocked away. And good coverage downfield. Decina was in or out, but it was Hayden Pereira who knocked it away. And that will bring up 3rd down and 7 to go for the Scarlet Hawks. Milford has not been able to complete a pass in this game. It's been all run for Milford. Hearns lined up in the gun. Quentin Orr to his left. It's a 3-receiver set. He'll hand it off to Orr. Comes up the near side, hash marks. And he gets very close to the 1st down, and he might have had enough. It's marked at the 37. And that is very close. They might bring out the chains here, and that looks like what they'll do.
Maybe just by the nose of the football, just depending on the spot.
Got it.
By a nose.
Good call. Scarlet Hawks move the chains. A big 1st down for Milford.
37-yard line.
Keep in mind, this is a
37-yard line.
good drive for Scarlet Hawks as it's eating up some of the clock as well.
Exact, you know, and you just, considering Hopkinton has scored in this and brought it back, you don't want to give him the ball.
Hearns lined up in the pistol or to his right. It is a 3-receiver set, and Hearns is going to take this himself up the middle, finds an opening, and will burst through for a 1st down to around the 25-yard line.
Most of Milford's their run plays have been up the middle. They have been exposing the weaknesses of Hopkinton's defense right up the middle.
First and 10 Milford at the 25-yard line.
Now Hearns set for the snap, lined up in the pistol. Orr to his left, 2 receivers spread out to the far side. Hand off to Orr. He's going to test the near side, finds an opening, and will get pretty close to the 1st down as it's brought up down towards the 15. Looks to be just a yard short, a 9-yard pickup. Quentin Orr continuing to have success.
2nd down and 1 for Scarlet Hawks at the Hiller 16.
As Hearns in the gun, back to his left, it's a handoff to Orr. He will get the 1st down and more as he looked like he was coming down and went off a defender to the far side and got within the 5 before he was brought out of bounds. There is a flag on the play.
I thought he was down. I did not see the extra effort there. Quite an impressive run by Quentin Orr. I mean, that no-quit attitude.
It just shows you the power he has going upfield, but it looks like this one's coming back, a holding call against Milford. They're blocking the back call. This one will come back. Ball at the 16-yard line. And Coach Todd wants to talk to an official. block in the back call occurred at the 6, so it just stays right at the 16. Hearns in the gun, back to his left, receiver to either side. Takes the snap and is going to take this himself. Up the far side, hash marks and into the end zone. A 16-yard touchdown run, John Hearns. His second touchdown of the game. A 34-19 lead for the Scarlet Hawks.
Number 11, Pete Schuler into the point after attempt.
Is set for the extra point attempt. It's Pete Schuler. He's struggled with these so far today. Let's see if he makes this one. And he got it. A 35-19 lead for the Scarlet Hawks. 5:09 left to go in the third quarter. You're listening to high school playoff football on WMRC First Class Radio, streaming online at the Media Center at WMRCDailyNews.com. Milford Scarlet Hawks set to kick off left to right across your radio. 5:09 left to go in the third quarter. Milford with a big touchdown drive there to reestablish control of this game. And the kickoff is end over end. Will sail right up the middle, just past the 15. The return attempt by Hayden Pereira up the far side, and he's brought down inside the 30 at around the 28, and that is where the Hillers will start. Still a lot of time left in this game.
Going back to that previous scoring drive of Milford, that was an 80-yard scoring drive assembled in 4 minutes and 8 seconds, capped off by a 16-yard John Hearns run.
And I have to say, that is the neatest I've ever seen your drive sheet. As the Hillers set to start at the 29-yard line. The snap to Keller, who is lined up in the pistol, will throw up the middle, has a receiver, and it's hauled in. And with Nylik Fester on his back, a huge reception.
Complete.
And it was Pat Ryan on the big pickup for the Hopkinton Hillers. The ball moves all the way up to the 13-yard line. A 58-yard pickup
53-yard gain on the previous play. First and 10, Hopkinton.
by Ryan. There's Keller in there in the pistol. Back to his right. It's a handoff to Donahue, who will test the near side, and he's brought down by Blake Hill after a couple. Ball marked at the 10-yard line. Three-yard pickup. 2nd and 7. Hillers back to the line. Keller lined up in the pistol. Donahue to his left, 4 receiver set, 2 to either side. It's a handoff to Donahue. Will fight towards the 5-yard line.
Donahue, the ball carrier.
And that 58-yard reception could be the first mistake that Milford has given up this whole game. Otherwise than that, it has been less than 20 yards.
Couple just over 20 yards, but that by far the biggest
reception, yeah. And it came at a perfect time for Hopkinton, only trailing 16.
And with these great Milford defensive backs, you typically don't see big pass plays like that.
Especially to a quarterback.
Keller lined up in the gun, Donahue to his right. 2 receivers lined up to the far side with a man on the near side. It's a handoff taken up the middle and into the end zone for the touchdown is Drew Donahue.
Drew Donahue into the end zone from 5 yards.
A 5-yard touchdown run for Drew Donahue, his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Hopkinton Hillers are not going away, a 35-25 ball game. And now the Hillers are going to attempt the two-point conversion. And Jared, this one looks like it's going to go right down to the wire.
Yep.
Keller lined up in the gun, man, in the backfield, and it looks like the Hillers had a false start.
False start on Hopkinton.
So this is going to push Hopkinton back on the two-point conversion attempt.
Retry.
And they have not had any success really on the extra points, so they'll likely just
Gonna have to
try the two-point conversion again. As a timeout was taken. Keller back out to the huddle. And it's interesting with the approach the Hillers came in the second half. And I think they've discovered that Keller's their guy maybe on center. And Pat Ryan's better off in the receiver role as Keller takes a snap from the shotgun. Rolls to his right under pressure. Will throw to the end zone.
Two-point conversion is good.
And it was good. So the two-point conversion is completed, and it's a 35-27 game. And this is what the high school playoffs are all about. This one is far from over. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter on WMRC First Class Radio Sports. The Hopkinton Hillers have outscored the Scarlet Hawks in the third quarter, 14-7, and they are set to kick off right to left across your radio after their second touchdown of the quarter, and they try a little onside kick there, which ends up out of bounds on the far side, just past the 40, and that is going to be a legal procedure.
Onside kick on Hopkinton rolls out of bounds.
That's another onside fail by Hopkinton, but they haven't had much success on kickoffs either. But I think they would be better off than giving the Scarlet Hawks the great field position they just gave them. So now Milford has the ball at the 45-yard line. John Hearns is out there as the quarterback.
At their own 45-yard line.
Hearns is going to line up in the gun. Orr to his left. The receiver spread out to either side. Handoff to Orr, who comes towards the near side hash marks and bursting through a number of defenders, gets very close to the first down. That is going to be around a 9-yard pickup for Orr.
At the Hopkinton 46-yard line.
Let's go back to that scoring drive assembled by Hopkinton. They started on their own 29-yard line, went 71 yards in less than 2 minutes, and Drew Donahue found the end zone. Hopkinton not going away. Milford letting them hang around.
Yeah, and if the Hopkinton offense keeps producing, they're not going anywhere. But the big problem for Hopkinton is they have not found a solution defensively.
Yeah, the defense is looking for that one mistake by Milford.
Hearns in the pistol. It's Rodriguez to his right, and Rodriguez will take the handoff and come up the middle for the first down and more as he gets to around the 38-yard line, an 8-yard pickup for Rodriguez.
First and 10 Milford at the Hopkinton 38.
Scarlet Hawks line it back up. 2:10 and clicking in the third quarter. Hearns in the pistol. It's a two-back set. We'll hand it off to the up back coming up the middle. It's Blake Hill, and he will get close to the first down. And that will indeed move the chains. A 10-yard pickup for Blake Hill. And the Scarlet Hawks run game just having no problem plowing through this Hillers defensive line. Hearns, and once again in a two-back set, as bouncing off tackle to come to their side. It's Blake Hill, and Hill will get close to the first down, and he will get the first down. 3 straight first downs for the Scarlet Hawks run game. The ball marked at the 14-yard line. And Hearns again in the pistol, back to his left and an up back. Handoff to Rodriguez, and this time the defensive line was ready, only a couple there. The Scarlet Hawks have had tremendous success today with the run game. 2-yard gain there for Rodriguez, 117 and clicking in the third quarter. Hearns in the gun, Rodriguez to his left, and he will take this himself up the middle, working his way through a few defenders, pushing forward towards the 5, brought down at around the 7. But a 5-yard pickup for Hearns. Lanzetta coming back in as the quarterback. 3rd and 3 to go, below a minute. Lanzetta on center, Rodriguez in the backfield, receiver spread out to the near side, and pushing forward, it was Lanzetta on the keeper. And he appears to be maybe just short of the end zone, as he did get awfully close. It is a first down. It's marked at the 2. It was a 5-yard pickup. How about that, Lanzetta getting some work on the ground? You don't see that too often.
Yeah, once the ball was snapped, Lanzetta was just tried to push his way through along with the offensive line for the first down and possibly a touchdown.
Lanzetta in the gun. Steven Luna's line up on the far side. It's a handoff up the middle, and this looks short from here, but then again, we do not have the best view. And it is going to be short. But a yard on that pickup. And that will end the third quarter, but the Scarlet Hawks are 2nd and 2 at the Hillers 2-yard line. When we head to the 4th, it's a 35-27 ball game on WMRC First Class Radio, streaming online at the Media Center at WMRCDailyNews.com. As we enter the 4th quarter, we switch ends of the field as the Scarlet Hawks, now moving right to left across your radio, have the ball on the 2-yard line. It is 2nd and 2 to go.
On the previous play. 2nd and goal from the 2 for Milford to begin the 4th quarter of play.
Or 2nd and goal, I should say, and pushing Hearns forward into the end zone for the touchdown. Blake Hill really just pushed Hearns through the defensive line for the touchdown. And Jared, how about John Hearns? 3 rushing touchdowns. Scarlet Hawks on top, 41-27.
Number 11, Pete Schuler into the point after attempt.
Pete Schuler on the field for the extra point attempt. The snap and the kick, and it is no good. So the score will remain 41-27, 10:54 left to go. The Hillers offense have their work cut out for them coming up next on WMRC First Class Radio, streaming online at WMRCDailyNews.com. Welcome back to coverage of high school playoff football on WMRC First Class Radio. And as always, streaming online at our media center at WMRCDailyNews.com. The Milford Scarlet Hawks set to kick off right to left across your radio. Leonardo Maranta set to kick it away. A 41-27 lead for the Scarlet Hawks after the 3rd touchdown run by John Hearns. End over end, sails back to the 20-yard line. Hayden Pereira will test the far side, now comes back towards the near side, finds an opening, and will be brought down by Quinton Orr just past midfield. So the Hillers offense will start off with some pretty good field position. And special teams is something that the Scarlet Hawks have worked a lot on this season. They struggled with it early. Hillers getting a big run there, but Hayden Pereira has all kinds of speed, just dangerous. No matter where he has the ball, as Keller out there as the quarterback. Lined up in the pistol, back to his right. It's 4 receivers set. We'll throw a screen of Pat Ryan, who takes it up the far side, and out of bounds at around the 40. It's going to be just short of the first down. And they will mark it at the 44. 5-yard pickup for Ryan on the reception.
Isn't that remarkable? Pat Ryan has played quarterback, wide receiver, and he's also playing defense.
Yeah, and I think the Hillers have established something here with the Keller-Ryan connection. Keller in the gun. Back to his left. It's a 4-receiver set. 2 spread out to either side. Takes a snap. Will roll to his right. Has all kinds of time. He's going to try to take this himself. And will up the near sideline. Out of bounds at around the 33. But 11-yard pickup on the ground for Keller. And it was Will Johnson who forced him out of bounds.
First and 10, Hopkinton.
10:26 left in this game. The Hillers need to work quickly and make a defensive stop if they want any chance of getting back in this game. Keller lined up in the gun. Donahue to his right. It's 4-receiver set. Trips bunch to the far side. The screen is hauled in by Ryan, and he will be brought down towards the 30.
Number 3, Jake Keller is complete. Pass count, number 11,
A 3-yard pickup there for Ryan.
If you're Hopkinton here, you want to utilize as much time on the clock and be extremely efficient and budget your time. Being down 13, 2 scores.
Ball is spotted on the Milford 30-yard line.
Second and 7 at the 30-yard line. Keller lined up in the pistol. Donahue to his right. And once again, it was 3 receivers to the far side. Takes the snap. He's going to throw it downfield, and it's intercepted! On the interception, it was Steven Luna. And that was a risky play. You're throwing up the far sideline. Pat Ryan, Steven Luna is right there to pick it off. And you can test these defensive backs all you want, but eventually, if you just huck it up there, these defensive backs will get there and pull it down.
Yeah, and that's the third interception that Hopkinton quarterbacks have thrown to, and that's Steven Luna's second of the night.
As now the Scarlet Hawks offense back on the field. Hearns with a back to either side will hand it off. It's taken up the near side hash marks for a small gain. It was Jonathan Rodriguez on the carry. About a yard on that pickup. And now if you're the Scarlet Hawks, what do you do here? You waste as much clock as humanly possible.
And run and just keep doing what you've been doing. I mean, it's been effective. You've been moving the ball. Courtnor and Blake Hill and Rodriguez, all 3 of them combined, have been able to move the ball successfully. And then you have Hearns and Lanzetta, 5.
Hearns lined up in the pistol, back to his right, will roll out to his right, throws downfield, and will just throw it away as he's under pressure, and that will bring up 3rd and 8 to go.
Kind of a questionable call there. You want to keep a clock running in a situation like this. Another one play, especially out of your own zone, but Milford confident in their own defense being up 13.
Well, they should be confident in their defense. They have a very good defense that has done well. Rodriguez is out there as the back for now.
And they've hung a 41 spot on Hopkinton's defense.
This game's not over.
Yeah, no.
Sometimes it takes more than 41 points to beat Hopkinton. They can also put up some serious points. Hearns is going to line up in the gun with the back to his left, hands it off to Rodriguez. Rodriguez is going to test the middle, and he is brought down just past the 15, at around the 17, about a 5-yard pickup, but it is not enough. That brings up 4th down, and the Scarlet Hawks will have to kick it away. There is an injured Hiller on the field. So an injured player on the field, 8:37 left to go. We'll take a timeout here at Milford High School on WMRC First Class Radio Sports.
Ball is spotted on the 16.
Hiller's offense are back on the field, set to go. The injured Hiller was junior Jake Guelphy. Scarlet Hawks will punt it away as it was 4th and 4, and the punt will sail to the far side and be fairly caught by DeCina. Will give the Hillers some very good field position as they will be in Milford territory at their 39-yard line. The Hillers with a real opportunity here, put up a quick score, get a stop defensively, get the ball back, get right back in this game. Jake Keller out there as the Hillers quarterback lined up in the gun, back to his left. It is 3 receivers lined up to the near side. A handoff to Donahue, who will test the near side hash marks and get just past the 35, about a 5-yard pickup for Donahue. Scarlet Hawks defense being heavily tested here by this Hillers offense, which looks like a totally different offense than what we saw in the first half.
Yeah, they definitely cinched up some of their problems now and getting back into this game.
Keller once again in the gun with Donahue to his right. It's a handoff to Donahue, takes it up the middle, finds a hole, and will get a first down and more as he gets inside the 20. About a 15-yard pickup. Donahue just racking up these yards.
14-yard gain on the play.
Of course, Drew Donahue already has 2 touchdowns to his credit today.
Keller back out in the gun. Donahue to his left, and they're going to try Donahue again. And Donahue is going to go off tackle to the far side. A wide open field in front of him. And he is in there for the touchdown. A 19-yard touchdown run by Drew Donahue. The Hillers here more than likely going to go for 2. And actually, they may try to kick it here. They are. So they got Adam Giordano out there, the kicker. It is 41-33, so you want to try to at least make it a 7-point game. A big extra point attempt here. The snap, the kick, and it's good. A 41-34 game. 7 minutes, 13 seconds left. The suspense has built here at Milford High School. And what more can you expect when you have a matchup in the playoffs between Hopkinton and Milford? We will have the final minutes coming up next on First Class Radio Sports. On a night where the temperatures continue to drop, it is a 41-34 ball game between the Scarlet Hawks and the Hillers. 7 minutes, 13 seconds left to go. The Hillers set to kick off left to right after Donahue, a 19-yard touchdown run to keep the Hillers in this game end over end. Up the middle, will roll back towards the 25, and Quinton Orr will jump all over it at the 24-yard line. And that is where the Scarlet Hawks offense will start. This is a big drive for Milford. They really need to capitalize here and take control of this game. They give the Hillers the ball back. The Scarlet Hawks defense, they've been on the field quite a bit. They might be getting a little bit tired. The Hillers run game is working very well right now.
Yeah, you hate to say here, but you know the thing is, what really Milford needs to do is one more score. I think one more score here will put Hopkinton on the ropes. Another good for Milford, for Hopkinton to get back in this one. Keep doing what you're doing on defense. Get the ball back.
The ball is at the 24-yard line. John Hearns out there has the quarterback in the gun. Man in the backfield. And it is a handoff taken up the middle. No other than Quinton Orr. And he picks up a couple there. I expect Orr a lot on this drive. He's had the most success. He's the guy that should be out there.
You know, also for Milford here, too, assembling a great drive, 4 or 5 minutes.
Hearns in the gun, Orr to his right, receiver spread out to either side. It's a handoff to Orr, up the middle, working his way past a couple tackles to the 30-yard line, 4-yard pickup. Scarlet Hawks offense is going to move quickly here, try to catch this defense off guard as Hearns looks to the Milford sideline. 6:16 and ticking. Hearns lined up in the pistol, back to his right, takes the snap, going to take this himself up the middle, and doesn't get much. It's maybe 3 or 4. It is close to the first down, however. So you got 3 yards on that pickup. Need another yard. 4th and 1. The offense is out there. This is huge. Hearns on center. Takes the snap. Pushing forward. Does he have enough? A big pile in the middle of the field. And the Milford fans are cheering. No signal yet. And it's good. A first down for the Scarlet Hawks. Just enough.
Just enough. I think it was that second push.
You turn it over.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, going forward on 4th and inches on your own 34. That's going to frustrate the Hopkinton defense.
I'm surprised they didn't bring out the chains. Guess no need to. Hearns lined up in the gun. Quentin Orr to his right. 2 receivers spread out to the far side. Takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Orr as he turns towards the near side. And he's brought down just past the 35. About a yard there.
From the 36.
Hearns lines up in the pistol. 2-back set this time. Blake Hill in the backfield. It's a handoff to the up back. Blake Hill, who will take it to around the 40. 4-yard pickup there. 4:19 and ticking. Actually, they mark him at the 39. Scarlet Hawks wasting some clock, but they need to get a first down here. And if they do get a first down, they are just that much closer to putting this one away. But this game is not over yet.
Well, they went for it on 4th down last play, so we'll see, last set of downs. We'll see how they handle this.
Scarlet Hawks waited to the last possible second to snap the ball as Hearns takes it from the pistol. Will take it up the middle, working his way past defenders. On his feet, just pushing through the pile. And the play was blown dead before he was able to get the first down.
It's going to be close.
2 yards short. We'll mark it at the 42. Excuse me, 43. 4-yard pickup there for Hearns. And a timeout was called. 3:34 left to go. We'll take one as well on WMRC First Class Radio Sports. 4th and 2, 43-yard line. The Scarlet Hawks going for the first down. Hearns from the pistol. It's a handoff. Taken up the middle. A first down and more. And the Scarlet Hawks move the chains. Quentin Orr gets past midfield. And the ball will be marked at the 48-yard line. There is an injured Scarlet Hawk on the field. 3:28 left to go. Milford does move the chains. An injured Milford player on the field, but a big first down there with the injury. We'll take a timeout on WMRC First Class Radio Sports.
10 on the Hopkinton 38.
Eric Brajoli was the injured player for the Scarlet Hawks. did walk off the field under his own power. Now Hearns is going to take it out of the pistol, takes it for a run to the 45-yard line, a 3-yard pickup. That'll bring up 2nd and 7 for the Scarlet Hawks. They did just get the first down as we approach 3 minutes left to go. So now expect the Scarlet Hawks to keep it on the ground, waste some clock, but the Hillers do have all 5 of their timeouts left in this half. Milford, if they get the touchdown here, you'd have to expect the game is likely over, but they need to get a couple first downs to secure it. Hearns in the gun. A 2-back set, and it's going to be a handoff to the up-back Rodriguez, and that will be taken up the far side hash marks for no gain by Rodriguez. Quinton Orr coming back out onto the field. It's actually a small loss there for the Scarlet Hawks. And I think at this point in the game, keep Orr out there.
Yeah, you got 2.5 minutes to go. Hopkinton takes it there, one of their timeouts, trying to preserve some clock here.
Hearns back out to the huddle, trying to lead the Milford Scarlet Hawks to their first playoff victory in the new system. Hearns in the gun, man in the backfield. It is Quinton Orr up the middle for the first down. And he races to about the 37, 38. Actually, excuse me, they're going to mark him just short. Thought with the forward progress they'd give it to him, but they mark him just short there. So it is 4th and inches for the Scarlet Hawks.
Regardless of this drive, Milford has been able to take 5 minutes off the clock in the 4th quarter here. Playing keep away from Hopkinton, not trying to let them get back in this potential tie game situation.
The Hillers did burn a timeout, I believe.
So the question is, do the Hawks have one more shot here of making a 4th down conversion? They've already made 2 in this drive. The 3rd one may be the icing on the cake.
Hearns lined up in the gun. Quinton Orr to his right, takes the snap, and they'll hand it off to the big playmaker, Quinton Orr, who will push forward and get a first down for the Scarlet Hawks and move the chains. As we approach 2 minutes. Another timeout by the Hillers. 2-yard pickup there by Orr, but that was enough. Ball is at the Hopkinton 36-yard line as the clock will continue to tick below 2. Hearns lined up in the pistol. Takes the snap, will hand it off to Orr. Racing up the middle. About a 3-yard pickup. 2-3 on that play. And at this point, hand it off to Orr. Keep that clock moving.
Yeah, don't do any passing plays. Don't try anything sneaky. Just keep the clock going. Already over 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes in this drive alone. Already converted 3 4th downs.
1:33 left to go. A full timeout was called. We'll take a timeout here at Milford High School on WMRC First Class Radio Sports. Hearns back out onto the field with the offense. Lined up in the pistol, back to his left. 2 receivers to the near side. Takes this himself up the middle. A first down and more as he races to the near side inside the 10 and brought out of bounds inside the 5. A huge pickup for John Hearns. Ball marked at the 2-yard line. 33-yard pickup for Hearns. And Hearns has just gotten the job done today, Jared.
Yep. Certainly a candidate for player of the game, along with a few other honorable mentions.
This is actually a tough game to pick one player.
Yes, it is.
Pick Steven Luna defensively, too.
We may
He's
have
a
couple co-players of the game.
Now we've got to pick one, though.
I know.
Hearns on center, pushing forward. And I don't think he got quite enough. But actually, you know, this kind of benefits Milford, keeps the clock moving, and forces Hopkinton to most likely burn another time.
I don't foresee Milford really making any attempt to really score a touchdown here, unless if something fails in the run game here.
It looked like it may be a yard there by Hearns. No signal, so.
Might see Hearns come out of the game. This looks like it's going to be
Lanzetta.
Might just come in and knee this one out.
What an effort by John Hearns. He has played one heck of a game.
I think they're going to be in victory formation here.
Lanzetta out there with the offense. Let's see what they do here.
If they do this is a great showman of sportsmanship and a great game.
Well, Hillers still have timeouts, so who knows. And they are going to push forward. And Lanzetta will take it himself, get in the end zone. 2-yard touchdown run, Zach Lanzetta. And the Scarlet Hawks lead 47-34. Pete Schuler will come out for the extra point. And the Milford Scarlet Hawks will advance in the playoff rounds. As they will come up with the win against the Hopkinton Hillers here tonight. And they will play the winner of Walpole and Bishop Fian. As the extra point will sail through, and it's 48-34. The Milford Scarlet Hawks leading the Hopkinton Hillers on WMRC First Class Radio, streaming online at the Media Center at WMRCDailyNews.com. A 48-34 lead for the Scarlet Hawks as they are set to kick off right to left across your radio. And they are excited to get this victory here tonight against a very good Hopkinton team. They'll keep the kickoff on the ground. It'll sail to the far side, 35, and be returned just past the Milford 45 to around the 43. Return was by Nate Wilson. And the Hillers will come back out and try to put up a very quick touchdown and hope for a miracle.
First down and 10 Hopkinton. Going for the 44-yard line.
So here comes the Hillers. And the Hillers have had a terrific turnaround this season. They've played a great game as the snap and the throw is incomplete to the near side. Jake Keller incomplete to Matt DeCina. 15.4 left to go. This was a very entertaining game, Jared, and everything you'd expect in a playoff football game.
Yes, you know, and especially in the first round where you have two evenly matched teams that could go either way. You basically had a great example of a shootout.
It was a very good shootout, a lot of fun as Pat Ryan started off as the quarterback for the Hillers, and then Jake Keller had more success and made it a game as Keller takes the snap in the pistol, will throw downfield up the middle. It's tipped in the air and picked off. And the Scarlet Hawks will secure the victory. Is coming up with the interception. It was Harrison Bliss, the sophomore. It was tipped in the air, and then Bliss was able to come to a dive and pull it in. 8.3 seconds left to go, and that should do it. Scarlet Hawks can knee this one out.
Picked off by number 32, Harrison Bliss. First and 10 Milford at their own 26.
As the Scarlet Hawks offense will come out in victory formation. The snap and the kneel, and that will expire the clock. And the Milford Scarlet Hawks have won in round 1 of the postseason as they beat their crosstown rivals, the Hopkinton Hillers, 48-34. And what a terrific game this was.
Next weekend. The exact date and time are officially